Are you ready? Let's flick open a page of Genevieve Behrend's book. These are all of her books, I think. These are fantastic manifestation books from the New Thought back in the 1900s. I mean, this had to have been early 1900s. And these teachings are so powerful. They really do actually help you embody your path with God, the divine, infinite spirit, the path of spirituality with Christ's teachings as your guide. And even though a lot of Christ's teachings have been changed, obviously, and the Bible has been edited, even though some people believe that it's like exactly the same as it used to be when it's not, that's for sure. Just go to ChatGPT and look up the Geneva Bible version from 1599 compared to the new one. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to read some success principles. Let me see what the divine wants for us today. Ooh, I like this one. What's that say? Instantaneous healing. Yay. Okay, let's just read a little bit, shall we? So let's see how this applies to you. Oh, what's this? Oh, look what I just found. Some little nail stickers. Oh, very nice. Like for falsies. Okay. Continued, it says, pupil, will you please give us a few other prototypes and show us how they arrived at that, whatever they were talking about in the last chapter? With still a few more examples to serve as guides, I'm sure that I shall then know how to form my own prototypes for any particular thing desired or required. Okay, so this is from memory. It's like giving the meaning to the desire that you want so that you can grow it in the field, in the thought field. Okay, so this is like advanced stuff, actually. It took us right to one of the most advanced pages. Master, very well. Here are a few more. Let us take the head, for example. Supposing that one had a belief in a violent headache. The head is the house of the brain, and the brain is the instrument of the mind. But in no sense the mind itself. What is the purpose of the mind? It is to know God, the capacity to know God. Can a capacity to know ever really ache or hurt, it being a formless thing? No, it cannot. The spiritual prototype for the head, then, as I see it, is the capacity to know God. Now, for a minute, let us consider the eyes. What is the purpose of the physical eye? It is the instrument of discernment, which is a purely spiritual factor. Discernment, as such, having no form of its own. The capacity of discernment is a spiritual prototype of the eyes to me. Here are a few other spiritual prototypes for you, and in these that now follow, I shall not explain for you just how I arrived at the conclusion. I remember not being very pleased about this part. I shall name the particular organ or part of the body and the prototype for it as I see it, and give you the benefit of thinking out for yourself just why I have chosen this particular prototype for each specific thing. Teeth. I think you know what teeth are. These are the teeth. In case you didn't know. Okay, teeth. Capacity to analyze and dissect God's ideas. Lungs. I tell you, it's nice to be able to breathe properly. If you know my story, I used to have a lung disease years ago and I healed it naturally, and I help my clients for that too as well, by the way. Lungs. Capacity to know life as life. And the way you heal one thing is the way you heal everything. So I'm such a master healer, and I know it's a bit off topic, but it's like having really nice cookies out the back. And I know that you like cookies, but I'm not going to share my cookies because I'm talking about a book. No, I'm still going to share my cookies. Guys, cookies. Okay, heart, capacity of love. Stomach, capacity of understanding. Liver, capacity of faith. Kidneys, capacity of purity and cleanliness. Okay, now let's see if they actually tell us how to put this together. The spiritual prototype, please remember always, is the purpose of the thing. Every physical thing has a purpose. Consequently, it has a spiritual correspondence. By letting your thoughts dwell upon the purpose of any physical organ or thing, you make direct and most powerful contact with the source of all things, with the first, because which protect... What? Let me... Rewind. Okay, now what are they talking about? By letting your thoughts dwell upon the purpose of any physical organ or thing, you make direct and most powerful contact with the source of all things, with the first, because which projected forth from itself all concentrated things, so that the divine God, infinite spirit, projected everything forth from itself. For as Troward told me, really great teacher, really great books, matter is only spirit slowed down to the point of visibility. Pupil, these examples will help me very much. Wait, am I back to the start? No. Pupil, I bit my tongue. God help me. Okay. Everyone, let's take a breath. Okay. If you're still with me, let's keep going. Pupil, these examples will help me very much. I am sure. But now I'm wondering just what the best way is to help ourselves and others forget human weaknesses, aches and pains, etc. It seems to me that most of us have the habit of dwelling too much in thought upon such negative things. Master, I find that the very best way to get away from negative thoughts and feelings is this. Should we finish it here? Do you want to know? Should we keep going? Okay, so the very best way to get away from negative thoughts and feelings is to deliberately train the thought and feeling to travel along the road of our blessings. I like to call them blissings because the English language has been changed, and I just wonder if it is meant to be bliss, to bliss someone. Little thought that I had this morning, actually. Our every conscious moment does have a blessing in it, or a blessing. If only one will look carefully for it, recognize it, and be happy because of it. In looking for our blessings, it will help greatly to recall minding the many joys we have experienced, as well as those we hope to experience. In these ways, we are able to forget the negative things of which the human side of us is so prone to accuse us. Pupil, may we have an illustration of this point, please? Something out of your own experience? Master, yes. Here is an actual experience in which I had a part. In Los Angeles several years ago, a lady came to me with the problem of cancer, with which in harmony she had been told that she was grievously afflicted. Her whole attention, it seemed to me, was rigidly held on the limitation that cancerous condition was causing her, or should soon cause her to know. She owned and operated a restaurant and was doing much of the work herself. Several doctors, she said, had told her there was no cure for her, that the disease had spread until an operation was not to be considered, that she must stay off her feet, and most of her time, such as remained to her, in bed, etc. This, she said, meant that she must go out of business, of course, and when she did, that she would be in dire want. In fact, an object of charity. With a mind filled with these negative thoughts of illness and lack, which were certain to come unless she could be healed, she came to see me. When I had talked the matter over with her, I asked her to let me think things over for about 3 days before giving her my decision about accepting her case for mental treatment. I asked for this delay in order that I might thoroughly check to see how much time I could allot to her, to see if I could arrange for all the time she would require. After 2 days of changing some appointments and postponing some others, which were not really urgent, I told the lady to come. My first question to her was this: do you absolutely believe what Jesus told his disciples as recorded in Mark 10:27, and which reads as follows? With man it is impossible, but not with God. For with God all things are possible. She assured me positively that she did believe just that, but said that she found her own mind too untrained and chaotic to keep her thought and feeling off what seemed to be the inevitable, and hold it on the fact that God is the only power there is, that he is forever present. Amen. Always amenable to suggestion, eternally responsive, and always creative. Hence, she wished the help of the Spirit through me. I told her that I should ask her to know with me hourly, continually, that a relation to God is always I am. And that whatever she thought or said I am, to remember that she was thinking or saying, in reality, God is. I told her also that God created her out of himself, for himself, and that to him and in him, she was forever complete. Let's take a breath on that. She was forever complete, whole, perfect. God is love, I told her, and I asked her to always try to feel his great love surging through her. I quoted John 4:16 to 18 to her. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. I also asked her to know that God is life, intelligent, love, harmonious, creative life, and asked her to hold her conscious thought and feeling on these things. But she protested, "You have not given me any affirmation for my cancer." "Did you say my cancer?" I asked her with much feeling and emphasis. "Do you really want cancer, my dear? Are you determined to have it? If not, then why are you claiming it for your own by saying my cancer? Remember, thoughts are things." "Oh no," she complained. Oh, she exclaimed. "Oh no. I see what you mean. Just listen to me. I must conquer this negative habit of thought." Yes. I assured her yet again that she was a divine child, that all of her needs were forever supplied through her recognition of them. I then told her to try to constantly keep in her consciousness thoughts which contained some quality of the following: belief, confidence, conviction, credit, honesty, patience, reliance, sincerity, and other ideas in which there was some of the essence of faith. Take a breath on that. I stressed the fact that by keeping these things in mind, her thought and feeling would have the essence of faith in them, and that she should soon form the habit of thinking in that way. It was my endeavor to It was my endeavor to get her to keep her mind off herself and on the things of the Spirit. I knew that if I could get her to do this habitually, God should take care of the rest of the matter. This lady assured me that she would try to do exactly as I had asked, although it seemed more plausible to doubt than to believe that she could be in perfect health again after so much suffering, and the opinions of several doctors that she was doomed. I had a doctor tell me I'd be sick forever. She literally said that to me. I threw the prescription in the bin. I'm like, no, these are sick pills. And I went home and figured out how to heal myself within 8 months from chronic fatigue. They didn't have a name from it. All my vitals were out of whack, but I could see it was from a whole host of things that were happening in my life. Anyway, so, don't believe in the pessimists. Our bodies are designed to heal. Just like if you get a scratch, as long as you don't put dirt all in it and you clean it, the scratch, what does it do? It heals itself, silly. I mean, you knew that though. Still again, I told her most positively that it is written, God is with you to save you. I asked her to remember that faith is alive and that it leads to more life, which doubt is dead and leads nowhere. The leading characteristic of faith is that it constantly flows and burns with constantly increasing brightness and expectancy. Faith always travels in the one direction of understanding. Doubt is a blight upon every effort towards truth. This patient came to see me regularly every day for some 2 weeks, and her condition began to improve from the very start. Then she had only absent treatments at frequent intervals with an occasional visit in person for another 6 weeks. At the end of 2 months, she was entirely free from any evidence of cancer, free in the body, in mind, and in affairs. Immediately she began to build up physically, and when I last saw her, some 2 or 3 years after she first came to me, she was in robust health, prospering in business, and sure of her contact with the spirit. Follow me for more. Please share this if you liked it. Watch my other videos and get on my mailing list. I share so much transformational content, and you might be surprised just how much wisdom I've gained from everything I've been through in my life, how much I've had to grow, how much I've suffered and struggled and messed things up. And through all of this, I've been learning. I've got a meta mindset. What is meta? I had to ask the other day, and they described it. I'm like, that's exactly what I've been doing for like 20 plus years, where you look at yourself as you're doing it, and so you can learn from reality. Anyway, I say this because I'm one of the best people to learn from when it comes to understanding how to apply spiritual laws, which are very complex and have paradoxes and nuances, in a practical way that you can apply in your daily life. And spiritual law is success. Full stop. So I'm Kai Clifford, your spiritual guide and energy alchemist. Thank you for those who have shared. I cannot wait to hear in the comments what your highlights and takeaways have been.